Oh yeah, your favorite cousins are back. Yes, sir. We are back in action. I'm your host, Cam Silver.
Hey, this is your co-host Kyle Silver.
Welcome back to the Silver Boys podcast. Yes, we are not in our usual spot. We are at home for this week, but it is okay because guess what? We still got a lot of things to talk about, Kyle.
Still gonna be the same great content no matter the place, you feel me?
Oh, you already know. You already know.
Let's go.
Shoot, I'm trying to figure out what we supposed to start with because beforehand when I was planning this whole thing on like Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't expect the NBA to like be like, all right, we
Dropping
gonna enter into
bombs.
this chat. We gonna enter into the
Dropping
chat
bombs. Yo, like they entered into the chat real brazenly.
real quick. Like it took them
All
no
right,
time at all. So, as a matter of
no
fact,
time.
since we're already talking about it, we might as well get to it.
Let's go.
So, s-
Come
excuse
on
me,
now. Come
excuse me.
on now.
So, finally happened. Damian Lillard has been traded to, you already know, the Milwaukee Bucks. No,
The
no, no,
Milwaukee Bucks.
Not the Miami Heat, but the Milwaukee Bucks.
Not Boston, nowhere, not New York, nowhere. The Milwaukee Bucks.
Out of all places.
Boy, let me just tell you something. I left field. This just came out of left field.
I didn't, you know what I mean? Because we were so focused on Miami,
So
Miami.
I personally was real focused on Miami, but it's I my Portland and Miami. I don't think they like doing business together or something, man.
No, what's it cost for? So for what I'm hearing, Portland had asked for either Jimmy Butler or Bam Adebayo. Yeah, I would have been like, okay, like I already like that right there already tells you where this whole thing was gonna go.
Wow, no. Portland ask. I mean, for Dame asking too much though. Too much.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I wouldn't give up Bam. Like, and you already know I'm not giving up Jimmy.
You're not gonna give up Jimmy.
But but Bam too, even just to put him in those trade talks, I couldn't do it. But man, what a great pickup for Milwaukee. Talk about, they were already championship, contenders, like
Right.
regardless. Like before the Dame trade, they were the top in the East. Them,
Correct.
Boston, arguably Philly. And then for them to go get Dame, that's a big deal. Big offensive superstar. He's gonna do his thing. But I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna be concerned on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh yeah, that's the drop off right now, and that's where they have to pick up.
I
They have to
mean,
get depth.
you already got Twin Towers and Giannis, and then you got Brook Lopez as well.
Correct. You
But
still got Bobby
but
Portis coming in.
exactly. But no perimeter defense now. You don't got Drew Holiday.
You don't got your strong perimeter defense. Yeah, you don't have Drew Holiday. You also don't
Mm-hmm.
have Grayson Allen anymore coming off the bench,
Mm-hmm.
which is a huge one. So just to break down the whole trade, so
Tell me.
The Bucks get Dame. The Blazers get Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Tamani Camara, 2029 first round Bucks pick, and also a Bucks pick swaps. And both of those pick swaps are for 2028 and 2030. And
Okay.
then the Suns were also in this trade too. The Suns get Yusuf Nurkic, Nazir Little, Keon Johnson, and Grayson Allen,
Hmm.
which is
Added some depth on the Phoenix side. I'll tell you that just a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah. The Phoenix, they did their thing with the depth. I did like the swap for Nurkic and Ayton. Aiden just
Mm-hmm.
needs to get out of he just needs to get out of Phoenix. He
Yeah, like
didn't
his time is up in Phoenix.
yeah, his time was gone for like
Mm-hmm.
a while now. And yeah, no, that was a great swap. Now they got Nurkic who will come in, who will rebound the ball. He gets
Mm-hmm.
he'll get the putback points. He can also shoot the three and do like little pick and pops and pick and rolls as well too. So,
Yes.
they and then Nazir Little, he's really good. Keon Johnson, I like him. We just talked about Grayson Allen. He's a floor spacer. He could shoot the three. He could also get to the basket and he could defend.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Suns got a pretty good they got a pretty good haul themselves. The Blazers, we said they got DeAndre Ayton, which is going to be the big one. The Drew Holiday, I don't expect to stay there. I expect them to try to flip him.
Yeah,
From what
but
I'm
you think that he's gonna get moved?
Yeah, for sure. From what I'm hearing, everybody like Shams from the Athletic is saying he's saying by like he's expecting by Monday, by media day on Monday that he should be moved
I can
somewhere.
see that. I can see that.
Because think about it, they're not Blazers aren't a contending team. Drew
No,
Holiday's only on Drew Holiday's only supposed to be
contending
for
team.
contending teams. Exactly. If I just go to a finals and I win a finals 2 years ago, I expect to, you know what I mean, just still be on a contending team
Exactly.
if as long as my body lets me to, which Drew
Mhm.
Holiday's body is letting him. So yeah, no, this is a yeah, this is way out of left field,
Way, way
but
left field.
this shakes up everything in the
I
East
just
though.
I seen the text from your dad, and I thought he was just saying like it was a rumor, like
Right.
genuinely. I was just like, oh, like he's just talking about it. And then I see Twitter and I see Instagram, and I'm like, and I see ESPN, and I was just the reaction was just, oh my goodness,
Yeah,
oh
no, I
my
got
goodness. I
I got
couldn't believe it.
I got my notifications on for Woj and Shams, so my phone
Yes,
blew up
yes,
immediately.
yes. That's what I'm saying. Like the Woj bombs, they done dropped. They done
Yeah,
dropped.
I was like, oh my God. I was like, there's wait, what? And then all the Miami Heat fans on Twitter complaining we can never get a star. Pat Riley not getting a star for the past 3 years is criminal.
Oh, oh man. I mean, it was just crazy to see that you 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 were in those talks. You were in those
Yeah.
talks. And then but you're not gonna give up. If from what you're saying is, true, and I take it is gospel, um, you're not gonna give up Jimmy and you're not gonna give up Bam. I really
Oh,
don't blame Pat Riley and I don't
oh,
blame the Heat
oh yeah,
organization.
of course not. So from what I know, the Heat they were trying to give them Tyler Hero, the other Nikola Jokic or whatever, the young kid, and then plus
Mm-hmm.
they were just gonna give him like, a bunch of picks and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
which is which in reality is kind of what you could say the Suns did for like trying to get KD. And, in other terms, maybe what Minnesota tried to do with getting Rudy Gobert, even though it's not to that extent because they basically gave Rudy Gobert a whole starting five plus
Mm-hmm.
another like 5 to 6 picks. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, that's what I was expecting. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what it seemed the most logical. But, the Blazers at the end of the day were looking out for themselves. They didn't, in my opinion, from what it looks like, it doesn't look like they really cared much for Dame after a while, which they should have because of what Dame has done for them in this generation alone,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
putting Portland on.
The map.
Even
Put it on
even
the
though
map.
even though all of us, every single NBA fan, whether you like Dame or not, you were begging him to leave because you wanted to see him excel on a bigger stage.
Now the thing is our wish came true. Now
Yeah.
what's Dame gonna do?
Oh,
What is he gonna do?
I think he's gonna go crazy.
Oh, he's gonna ball out. Oh, he's
It's
gonna
gonna
ball
take a
out.
it's gonna take a minute. It's gonna take a minute because he
Yes.
has to adjust and everything. But
Yes.
yeah, no, I think regardless, like when it comes down to it, he's gonna ball out, like you said. And Giannis doesn't have to worry about, if they need a three at the end of the game,
I'm so happy you said this. I'm so
Giannis
happy.
doesn't have to worry about that now.
Yes, because I was just about to say it's not like, teams are gonna be able or even try to force Dame out onto the outside. I'm sorry, not Dame, Giannis out onto the outside anymore. Like, and he's
Correct.
not gonna have to be playing around on the 3-point line. Now you got that person that can do that for you. He could get in the block, he could score from where he's able to score, run up and down the field with Dame. He'll be
Hmm.
good. It'll be all right.
Yeah, no,
It's gonna be a beautiful sight to
the
see
the
basketball.
the Celtics and other teams won't have to wall up anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna, like they probably still could, depending on who's obviously like on a break and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
if you have Dame, Dame is an automatic flamethrower.
And
Yeah, and
it's not like you're gonna have both of those guys on the bench at the same time unless it's in the fourth quarter.
yeah, no, you won't have both of those guys on the bench. And yeah, no, no, no. Like I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about, like you can't wall up as much as you want to anymore because there's a
Yes.
threat from the outside. There's a
Yes.
consistent threat from the outside.
No, no, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, no. So it's like yeah, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be a different. It's a whole different ball game, a whole different scheme. But yeah, no, I'm excited to see what the Bucks will have. They, like I said, they just need to add on some depth at the end on the bench, and then after that, they should be fine. But
Mm-hmm.
another thing is Drew Holiday's getting interest from like everybody,
A lot of people
like
get
literally.
Holiday. A lot of
He
teams.
I'm hearing the Heat. I'm hearing the Sixers. I'm hearing the
Mhm.
Celtics. I'm hearing the Clippers, the Lakers. Everybody that has aspirations for a championship this year is literally trying to figure out ways to try to get Drew Holiday,
That's
as they
crazy.
should.
That market that's out there for him.
Yeah,
Yes.
that shows though you show that you could do basically everything on the court. You know what I mean? If you're a two-way, then
Hmm.
any and everybody's gonna want you because you play both sides of the ball.
And his ability to mesh so well with different guys and different types of players.
Correct.
That's big. That's big.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's something that you gotta respect about him.
The amount of star players that he's played with is actually pretty
Hmm.
cool. And
Hmm.
you know the success that he's had with them as well. It shows who he is as a player.
Yes.
But yeah, no, that yeah, the NBA season, we like I said, we haven't even got to media day yet.
Oh my goodness.
Media day is on Monday, so you already know we're gonna have a lot of sound bites and a lot
A
of things to
lot of
talk
things to
about on
talk
that one for
about.
next week.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, that's gonna be. But this is really cool. Everything is a little different now, so yeah, no, in my opinion, I think it was basically a win-win for everybody. Win-win-win for everybody
I
from
agree.
the looks of it.
It's not like it was one of those trades where you look at it and be like, ooh, like
Ooh, like
you
somebody
guys
got
do.
fleeced.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, oh, like somebody
yeah,
got, you feel me?
right, right. It
So
wasn't. It's not like we were looking at the. I'll always bring this up. It's not like we were looking at the Rudy Gobert Minnesota trade.
exactly. Left you scratching your head. Like, wait a minute.
Like what?
Rudy
Yeah,
Gobert?
yeah.
Like,
Like,
no.
but like when you actually break it down and you actually look at everybody that was involved in this, it's like
Hmm.
okay, everybody got what they needed.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know,
Exactly.
now it's just a turn. Now it's just a matter of just rolling the ball out there and getting things going.
I agree. I agree, brother.
But yeah, no, let's transition over. Let's go to college football.
Okay.
So our beloved Colorado is not undefeated no more. But it's not like we didn't know that was gonna happen. Even Deion Sanders told us. He told everybody when he was on first take. What was it against before they played Colorado State, if I'm not mistaken, that he said that they were 6 or 7 dogs away from
And
from competing. And
and
everybody knows
the
where the
writing
six or
was on
seven
the
dogs are
wall.
going. Oh yeah.
The writing
And
was on the wall.
you want to know when the writing was on the wall for me? It was against Colorado State.
Hmm. Hmm. I
Because against
for me, I think it was Nebraska.
oh no, I
Like
don't
they
think it was
beat
Nebraska.
they beat the brakes off in Nebraska, Cam. I understand that. But you were looking at them at that point and you were like, wait a minute. You had to take you had at least I did, and I can't be tripping. I know I'm not tripping. I know that I had to take a step back and be like, wait a minute, this offensive line is got to do a little bit more.
Oh
The
yeah, no,
defense,
I seen it against TCU.
exactly,
TCU is who I seen it
exactly.
against. But then also it was the defensive line too. You seen that they can't get to the quarterback.
They cannot get to the quarterback, and there you can let buses through that defensive line.
Oh yeah.
Buses can go through that line. The
Oh
holes that
yeah.
are open up, that be opening
Mm-hmm.
up. Come on now, come on now.
Oh
But
yeah, for sure.
like you said, Dion said he was 6 or 7 dogs away.
Yeah,
Wait
and
for
we know
7 dogs, and
it.
he gonna get his lick back.
Oh, for sure, for sure. He gonna like he said, catch me while I'm down right now. Just catch me
Exactly.
right now. All right, that's fine. But
Hmm.
you already see it. Like it don't matter at this point. It's not gonna matter what the record is at the end of the year.
Hmm.
It's all about the fact that they're having fun
Hmm.
and everyone is buying into the not just the system, but they're buying into the program itself.
The program, and it's already in at least in my opinion, it's already a success. 1-11 last year, 3-1 already through 4 weeks. Come
Mm-hmm.
on. Come on. Already you already had a better season than last year. And you're only four
Correct.
weeks in.
Exactly.
But that's not that doesn't mean you take your foot off the gas.
Oh yeah,
You
obviously
keep
not. No, you
going.
got to keep
You
working.
keep going.
You're
You
in the
keep
you're in the
working every
yeah,
day and every week.
this is the last year of the Pac-12. The Pac-12 is literally
Mhm.
might be the strongest I've ever seen it.
Hmm. The Pac-12
Everybody's good.
the
Everybody,
Pac-12 is that conference this year, man.
yeah, everybody's good. And
Hmm.
everybody wants to get it in too. Like
I
you,
know, I
there's no
know.
let up. There's no let up at all.
Like it really is like a fight. It's a fight. Like it's the last year of the Pac-12. Like we fighting. Let's go. Let's see who
Like,
got it.
like my favorite. Honestly, my favorite team right now to watch from the Pac-12 is Washington.
Washington.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm,
Michael Penix Jr. and
yeah,
that
he's been
receiving core.
balling. He's been
He
balling
I think right now he's like number two in the Heisman, if I'm not mistaken, as he should be.
as he should be.
As he should be. His
He
numbers
should
is
be.
crazy right now. I have to look him up, but yeah, no,
Mhm.
he's one of them that's doing their thing. Utah's another team that's still on track right
Utah.
now that I like a lot too. Oh, you what's it called? Utah and Oregon State, if I'm not mistaken, play each other Friday night.
Okay.
That's a top
That's something to
25
look
ranked
out for.
matchup. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, no,
Okay.
that's this Pac-12 is packed.
The Pac-12 is packed.
Indeed.
As it should be. This is how we envisioned it. I mean,
Hmm.
no, 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 no. I'm sorry. This is not how I envisioned it. I take that back. This is not how I envisioned it to be towards their last like hoorah of the Pac-12
Yeah,
to go out in this gauntlet that is the Pac-12 now,
right.
and teams are putting on shows and putting their names out for themselves. It's a beautiful sight to see, and I'm glad I was wrong. I'm happy I was wrong.
You know, it's funny. The only teams I knew about that I really paid attention to was Washington because I remember them from last year. It was
Hmm.
USC obviously because of Caleb Williams and
Hmm.
Lincoln Riley.
Hmm.
Utah because what Utah did against USC,
Hmm.
and then obviously Colorado. Everyone want to watch Colorado after Deion Sanders went there. But then
Exactly.
other than that, it was kind of like okay, where does everybody else feel in?
Exactly.
But everybody else feels in pretty well.
Very well, in my opinion, in that my estimation, very well.
Oh, oh yeah, for sure. And yeah, no, like and I'm happy that we got to see Oregon. I'm happy that teams are like other people are actually getting to see other teams other than Colorado in the
Hmm.
Pac-12 because now
Hmm.
they get to understand like how tough it really is over there.
How tough it is, and how hard these kids work, and how hard these
Hmm.
kids fight.
Yeah, because
And it's something to just to witness and be there for in that moment with them. That's
right
what's beautiful, in my
because the because growing up the Pac-12, the teams that you really only knew growing up for me was Oregon because
opinion.
they were the flashy school. They're down the block from Nike, so they get all the cool uniforms and stuff like that. They get everything new. Obviously USC, Reggie Bush going there, and everybody else that.
Hmm.
But other than that, you haven't really heard or seen much from other schools. But now especially with them going to, Big Ten, Big 12, and then you still only got Washington State and Oregon State from what I still last remember. They're just still the only team in the Pac-12 or the Pac-2 or whatever you want to call it.
The back two is crazy.
That's
Oh
crazy, right?
yeah, that's crazy.
But
See,
yeah, no, the Pac-12 is on one right now. If
hmm
you haven't if you haven't got a chance to check them out, by all means check them out if you can. I know they be late, some of those games don't start till like 10:30 or whatever.
yeah, man,
But
yeah,
yeah,
man.
But yeah, no, that was a good one. A game that we gotta talk about is Ohio State and Notre Dame.
Low scoring.
Let's fast
Real-
forward. We gotta fast forward because of the last two plays. What happened to Notre Dame? Notre Dame only had 10 players on the last two plays. And,
Oh,
thi- and this isn't the first time that has happened though. This happened before against Tennessee State earlier in the season. Now, granted, they won that game 51-14 because obviously that's
ain't
Tennessee
nobody
State. We
blinking an
don't
eye at that.
exactly we're not gonna blink an eye at that. But to have 10 players,
Hmm.
two plays in a row against Ohio State, when you know what what's it called? When I explained this already, I explained this for the past couple of weeks on how this college football thing works. This whole college football playoff indicator works. I said if one of these teams lose, it's all gonna be predicated off of what the other team does. But the thing about this for Notre Dame, they don't have a conference. So they don't have a leg to stand on after this.
They don't. No, they don't.
If Ohio State were to lose, it'd be a whole different scenario because it's like, all right, whatever, Ohio State lost, but if they were to win out in the Big Ten, they still be fine because they have a conference championship to go after.
Hmm.
Notre Dame doesn't have that. Now Notre Dame, the only way for them to run the table is literally to blow everybody out, but they don't have an easy schedule.
They don't.
They still have to see USC later in the season. If I'm not mistaken, they still basically playing like a ACC schedule, so they still have to see Clemson if I'm not mistaken, and some of these other teams. So it I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know either.
Hold on,
It's
I'm about to
still
look up their
something to
schedule right now.
see.
Yeah, so they got Duke Saturday night.
Okay.
Then they have Louisville on the 7th. They have USC on the 14th. They still got to see Clemson on the 4th of November. And then, yeah, other than that, they have Pitt, Wake Forest, and Stanford. But they, you still got three games, three tough games.
Mm-hmm.
Clemson just barely lost to Florida State. Florida State was able to get out of that one with the skin of their teeth,
Barely, barely,
barely in that
barely.
OT, in that OT. Like I was terrified for them on that one.
I was scared too. I was really
Yeah.
genuinely scared. I was on the edge of my seat, like genuinely, like, wait a minute, Florida State might
Florida
fumble.
State might mess around. And yeah.
They might fumble this.
But yeah, no, they got timely stops and things of that nature. But yeah, going back to Notre Dame, they don't have, like I said, they don't have a conference to stand on right now. So
Mm.
they're basically gone out of the playoffs. While other teams still have chances. But
Still got better chances than they do.
oh yeah.
We're getting down almost into the nitty gritty, almost of that season of the season. Like
Mm,
this is when it's time to work.
yep.
This is when it's time to work. Let's see what these teams are made of. Let's see what we got to do to, propel ourselves forward, get themselves forward, and
Hmm.
we gonna see who the dogs are.
That's
I
right.
mean, besides Georgia, those Bulldogs.
And those Bulldogs, the actual Bulldogs.
We put those Bulldogs to the side. All right, we don't do that.
But
We don't
yeah,
do that.
I wish we had more time, but like we gotta. I at least want to like talk about the NFL. But before we end off our segment on college football, Friday night, like I said, is Utah and Oregon State, a top 20 matchup. That's gonna be good. Saturday we got a full slate: USC and Colorado at 12. That one's gonna be on Fox. You have you still have Kansas and Texas. That's gonna be a good one. You still have LSU and Ole Miss at 6 o'clock. Notre Dame and Duke, like I said before, South Carolina and Tennessee.
Mm.
Or one to really keep your eye on, Kyle, especially for you, is Bama and Mississippi State.
I am gonna look. I saw that. I peeped that already. I peeped that
Yeah,
already.
yeah, that's gonna be one to keep your eye on. But Bama did they ding against Ole Miss though. The defense
They did. They did.
it looked like the defense took on a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like I think Nick Saban might have challenged them, and I think they took on that challenge because it's not easy to stop in the Lane Kiffin offense.
No, it's not. It's not. Not at all. Not at all. But he did what he had to do.
He
And
did, yep.
so did that offense. So did that defense, honestly, too. So
Hmm.
I'm proud of my Bama boys, as always. Come on now. Come on now. I'm proud of my Bama boys. I know we might, you know what I'm saying?
Might
Things are
a little
looking
dip.
a
I
little
know, a little.
down, but hey. It's all right. It's all right.
It's all
And
right.
yeah,
It
we gonna be all
happens.
right.
Sometimes you got to go down in order to go back up. That's all.
Yes, sir. Ski.
Real quick, go to the NFL. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, obviously the biggest thing, the Cowboys losing to the Arizona Cardinals. You couldn't
I
have
want to
told
talk
me
about that great Hall of Fame defense now.
you could not have told me that they were gonna lose that game, especially after losing Diggs. Like everybody looked like they were all over the place. Michael Parsons couldn't get no pressure on the
Lost.
quarterback. I've never seen him like that before. He couldn't get no pressure on the quarterback. There's like literally, it seemed like they couldn't do anything. They were all stuck in quicksand. The whole team.
But hold on. The thing that has been reiterated about the Cowboys time after time after time is run at Micah Parsons, run at that defense.
Yeah.
All Arizona did was just listen, and they did that.
Yeah,
They
they ran.
did that. They ran the ball down Dallas's throat.
And then them running that opened up the air game, and then Joshua Dobbs just
Oh
started
my
picking and
good.
choosing at that point.
Oh my goodness. My man isn't he is so smart, Cam. It's actually crazy. He's a
He-
an astrophysicist like a rocket scientist. He took a test and then he goes and he beats the brakes off of the Dallas Cowboys,
yeah,
the team
who
that
everybody who
everybody took.
yeah, who everybody consistently said that they had the best defense. And I still to this day, I still think it's either the Eagles or San Francisco, in my opinion. That
Yes.
was always me. I always thought that you know what I mean? So that was just me though.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree 1000%. I agree. That Trayvon Diggs loss is very, very big.
It's
Very,
huge.
very
Yeah, it's way bigger than I thought
bigger
it'd
than
be.
a lot of people will think. Bigger than I
Yeah.
thought.
Oh yeah, for
Mhm.
sure.
I agree, brother.
Let's see what else. Ooh, Jets, Zach Wilson. It's not looking good.
Uh,
The Jets just signed Trevor Simeon. What is that about?
Kaepernick trying to make his case.
Yeah, I don't know what that. Yeah, I don't.
No, no, no. We got to get into that. We don't got enough
That's
time
an
to get into
episode
that.
by itself. We don't
We
even
don't
have
got
time
enough
for
time
that.
to get into that.
That's
But
that that's like an extra like bonus episode by itself.
bonus, exactly. But Zach Wilson is just should never have been drafted second overall, in my opinion.
Yeah, he looked good at BYU, and that was because at BYU he had a strong O line. He had an O line you know what I mean. He had an O
An O
line that
line,
was like an NFL
like
low,
you ain't
like
never
an
seen
NFL O
before.
line. Yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
it was a great O line. Like I remember watching some of those games. He had great protection. Like you'd be back there for a minute,
Mm-hmm.
just sitting there trying to pick. You know, all right, where who do I want to go to? Where's my guy? Where's my guy? Now it's like.
But I don't. So
Now it's just like get this ball out of my hands as fast as I can. Like,
but that's not who he is, and that's not what's gonna work for him. Give him that
yeah,
protection. And I guess one thing that I don't like to see, especially like in the public eye, is the entire team getting mad at him. That entire team is not standing behind him at
yeah.
all. Robert
Oh,
Saleh is the only one.
he's the only one.
The only one.
He's the
That
only
that
one.
that says something a lot more deeper than what I possibly know.
Yeah,
What's
that
going on
I
in that locker room, deep in that locker room.
yeah, I feel for him. I
But
do.
they not feeling him
No, no, not at all. They
at
wasn't feeling
all.
him. They
Your
wasn't
star
feeling him
wide
since they got
receivers
him.
yelling at you, telling you to like he it looked like he telling you to get right. Come on. Come on.
Well, I tell you too, like this. We see star receivers yelling at their quarterbacks all the time. So
All the time.
I kind of brushed that one over. But
Okay.
I think it's good. It's good. But it was something
It's
that
it's
I didn't think
becoming
about.
repetitive.
Yeah, it's becoming repetitive, but something I had to think about when I was watching the game, when I was watching the Kansas City game with my pops, and when Kansas City was blowing out the Bears, they were still like Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes were still in the game. Why? Because of the incentives.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm thinking with Garrett Wilson and them. These guys have incentives in those contracts where they need a certain amount of catches, they need touchdowns, and they need yards. Zach Wilson is not providing them with any of that stuff.
He not helping feed their family,
There you go.
essentially. Let's break it down to its core. Come on, like,
Basically.
and if
But
they don't got
yeah.
that faith in him to do that, then come on, come on.
Oh man.
But that O line, I mean,
Yeah, it's basically
genuinely, I would have been scared to see Aaron Rodgers behind that.
Yeah, the only thing that comforts me about Aaron Rodgers that he's a veteran and he would know how to get the ball out, at the
The
light
right
speed,
time.
basically. Yeah,
Yes.
that's one thing that I never worry about him. And also he's mobile,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so he knows how to create no matter what. He's a playmaker. Zach Wilson, you could tell he's not really a playmaker. They just have him cooped up in the pocket.
Yes. Yes.
But
I agree,
yeah,
brother, man. I agree. And once again, I do agree. Them boys ain't looking too good.
it
Boys
was
ain't looking too good.
Praise up for them Jets, baby. Oh, they got Kansas City on prime time next on Sunday night. So yeah, they gonna need more than prayers.
I wish I had more to give them.
I think we all do at this point. But but anyway, that's our time for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed just as much as we did. Come back next week where we have more to talk about with the NBA starting to get rolling. We're in the meat of the college football schedule. We're starting to get into the meat of the NFL schedule. So it's a lot more to come, a lot more fun that will be happening.
Sir,
So
sir.
you already know. Per usual, I'm your host, Cam Silver.
I am your co-host, Kyle Silver. Thank you for being with us so much. We appreciate it more than you know.
You are ready.